Welcome to the Healthy Habit Hotseat, where we chat to extraordinary humans and world-leading health experts to dive deep into the intricacies of the daily habits that have shaped their success. Remember, success leaves clues, right? I'm your host and resident healthy habit coach, Loz Antonenko, and I cannot wait to help you re-energize your life so you too can create opportunity, vitality, and abundance to become the master of your own incredible healthy destiny. Now, let's get into today's conversation. So guys, absolutely stoked to have you both on the Healthy Habit Hot Seat. Welcome, Peter and Amy Fitschen, to begin with.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, 100%, guys. Guys, imagine we're waiting in line at a fitness show. We're both about to get on stage and we've only got about 30 seconds. What will be your take-home message for our listeners about what it is that you guys do and what it is that you stand for?
All right, so I do online coaching. I work with primarily physique athletes, and I use a combination of probably a science-based method with experience-based methods. So I went to school for 11 and a half years, have a PhD in nutritional science, and I've been competing for 16 and a half years now.
Wow.
My take home is always have fun
Yeah.
and enjoy what you're doing, because there's no point in doing it if you're not enjoying it. So
That's so true. And I think a lot of people, especially the people that are listening here, are very much addicted to the science of success. And sometimes, especially if you're a high achiever, it's really easy to get lost in that chase. So I love what both of you guys had to contribute there, because it's about, science and fulfillment. Enjoy it on the way, smell the roses. Thanks so much, guys. So, Amy, you work full-time at a hospital doing cardiac rehab and stress testing. And firstly, let me just say right now, I just want to thank you for your work in the medical field, because here in Australia, we consider anyone who works in the health industry, especially during, this time of pandemics, to be true heroes. So thank you. You have run multiple marathons
Thank you.
and half marathons. No worries. And over the last 7 years, you've competed in 6-figure competitions and 4 powerlifting meets. I'd love to know, what's your top tip, 1, for ensuring endurance, and 2, your top tip for motivation?
Well, I don't do much endurance anymore. I've switched over mostly to powerlifting, but when I did it, I would do a lot of long runs, do training programs, and you just kind of get into that zone with it so that you can just focus and you just kind of tune everything else out. And then my top tip for motivation, like I said, just as long as you're enjoying it. With powerlifting, I started getting hung up on the numbers and putting the best total up, and he can attest to this because he spots me. I would just mentally screw myself over.
Wow.
So just once I started enjoying it again, it was amazing how much better my lifts went. So
enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process. Yeah.
Thank you. So, Peter, you and Cliff Wilson co-authored Bodybuilding the Complete Contest Preparation Handbook, and that was published in 2019, so not too long ago. I too have actually recently published a book, and I definitely appreciate, how much time it takes to put a book together. It's quite an epic kind of project. How did you find the time to spend on your book? Did you block out time on a regular basis, or did you use some sort of, other method to keep up the momentum to get your publication finished?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for us is, well, Cliff and I both coach full time. And so when we did most of our writing, it was over like winter into early part of the year, because here in the US, shows run pretty much March through about Thanksgiving. And so we did a lot of the writing like November through like March. I think we set a deadline like with the publisher that we had to have everything in by like April, so that forced us to be done before our contest season started. So our first draft basically was written not during our busy season we still were coaching, we still had clients, but we weren't traveling to shows and having clients compete every weekend.
So when it comes to sort of time blocking, do you have a regular routine that you were I guess you were putting into practice when it came to getting that book finished?
Um, I mean, we kind of did what we had to do. I mean, I still did all my client emails and stuff, but then I just was working crazy amounts of hours to get it done. I mean, Cliff would do some like all nighters and send me stuff at like 5 in the morning, and I mean, we got everything done. But yeah, the part that I think took the most time though was actually after that, like I mean, we have, I don't know, I think 70 some like color images, like stage shots of people in our book. And in order to get high resolution images that are high enough quality, that were the poses we needed from someone who had like a good enough physique to be representative of what they're looking for. You got to get the athletes to sign off. If there's like a photographer, you have to have them sign off. So there's a lot of tracking people down for signatures. And a lot of time on that end that I don't think we realized going into like we just thought we'd write it, like we didn't realize like, oh, wow, there's a lot of other stuff, involved.
Yeah, mate, I can totally resonate actually. And I think a lot of people that go on the journey of writing a book, they think that once they've written a book, that's it. That's this big thing that they've achieved. And it certainly is. But there's so many other intricate things that you've got to take into consideration just to get it published. And, getting consent is a huge thing. So I can't imagine, how challenging that would have been. And, congratulations for making it happen, mate.
Yeah, yeah,
Now,
thanks. I mean, one thing that was helpful is most bodybuilders, if you say, hey, you're going to be in a book on your pictures of you on stage are going to be in a book on bodybuilding, they're like, great, like sign me up, And so it was just a matter of like finding the bodybuilders who had the type of pictures we needed for each specific spot.
yeah, true that. True that. I didn't consider that people would be pretty keen to jump on board, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what bodybuilder doesn't want to picture themselves somewhere, right? So
I totally agree. Now, Amy, you wrote your thesis for your Masters of Science in 2010 on the effects of music tempo versus percussion versus beat frequency on exercise intensity. And I think that is super fascinating stuff. Considering your research, what would be your top 3 songs on your playlist whilst working out this year?
I'm actually pretty varied in my music selection. You can ask Pete this. I'll listen to anything from country to rock. I just the other day while I was walking on the treadmill listened to a comedy sketches. But if I'm really trying to get in the zone and lift heavy, I go for hard rock. That's my main thing because it works you up and gets you all going.
So hard rock. So what would be your top 3 songs in that genre then?
I love Skillet. So the band Skillet and songs, I don't know what songs of theirs. I mean, anything that they play. I like Godsmack. What are some of the other bands? Monster Truck is a good one. Yeah. So those are going to be my top selections usually.
So guys who are interested in getting into the zone, please take note. Now, you both spend heaps and heaps of times working out. So I have a question for you both. What's your favorite piece of gym equipment to use and why?
You can go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, I would say a barbell or dumbbells, like something like that, because you can do so many different things with it. That would be my answer, is probably a barbell or dumbbells. If we're talking like most versatile piece of equipment.
So you'd use that pretty much every workout, yeah.
Amy's coming. Yeah. I mean, I think I probably touch a barbell and dumbbells pretty much every time I'm in the gym, some combination of those.
Favorite piece of equipment for me, I like the big 3. So I like to squat, bench, and deadlift. So I mean, a barbell and weights, that's kind of all I use. If I could just do those 3 things all day, every day, that'd be it.
And I love that you both answered with the same piece of equipment, because a lot of gyms now, like I think a lot of people that are joining the fitness bandwagon, whether they're, very new to the space or they're re-engaging with the space, it can become quite overwhelming, especially in a big box gym, for example, which have gained a lot of popularity and momentum over the last few years. And there is literally a piece of equipment that does everything. Yet something as simple as a barbell
Yeah.
and a dumbbell. And from my personal experience, that's how I learnt to lift. Dead squats and bench. And it's like, you
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
so much with a barbell and dumbbell. So like,
Yeah.
don't overcomplicate it, guys. Make it simple.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, the other machines are great, but if you have to pick one thing, absolutely.
Totally. Now, they say a family that trains together stays together, right? Can you tell our listeners what habit stacks you guys do together during a contest prep season?
Well, honestly, this is the first contest prep we did together, because we worried that we'd get divorced if we both were low calorie at the same time. But we always have trained together. And I think just knowing that we both have the same passion, the same goals helps to, and the other person understands you're going through. I think that helps too. So.
And Peter, do you have anything to contribute to that?
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, as far as we do, I mean, I don't know, we both kind of schedule out our schedules for when we're going to be at the gym. We don't really lift together ever. We may not even lift at the same gym a lot of the times. We got multiple memberships. I think as far as success though, in other ways, like just planning ahead, like, so with like meal prep, cooking, food in bulk ahead of time, getting out with the dog, going for walks, staying active, things like that, I would say also. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of planning ahead, I think is really key if you're dieting for a show, and especially if you're busy and have a full-time job and what else, whatever else you have going on in your life.
It sounds like you guys have got that formula sorted. So people that are listening, don't lift together. You might end up divorced, but prep together.
Yeah.
Food prep. Cook. Enjoy time with each other outside of the training space. Finally, guys, there's no doubt you have both created extraordinary lives. So I know it's a big question, but I'd love to know, what are your top 3 tips to living a fulfilling and purposeful life? So you can do 3 each. You can share one and do 1 each, whatever it is that you feel like you want to share. Your top 3 tips to living a fulfilling and purposeful life.
I don't know. I guess I get to do a job I really enjoy. So I guess doing things you enjoy, I think is important. Having a job that you enjoy. I enjoy competing. I enjoy dieting for shows. Like, I mean, it sucks at the end, but that's part of the process. I still enjoy the process, but yeah, I mean, I think just enjoying everything you're doing.
For me, I enjoy lifting and living this lifestyle, but not as much as Pete does. So it was finding purpose in areas that I enjoy otherwise. I like to volunteer. I am in a book club. I have several different activities outside of lifting that I do, so that I have other things that I'm not just a lifter, a power lifter or competitor. I'm a varied person. So that's been something that's been important to me.
Yeah. So that's 2. The third one, I guess I would say, would be helping people, probably. Just like through coaching. I mean, I know I'm in the bodybuilding space, like that's basically my life, but like,
But you love it.
yeah, I like it. But anyways, the helping people, like helping client, whatever it is, like in my case, it's, helping clients to get on stage at their best or hit PRs at a powerlifting meet or what have you. Like, that's really fulfilling to see them, do well, and all of their work kind of pay off on show day.
So helping people and sharing the love. I think that's what's resonating with people that are listening today. Guys, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join me on today's episode of the Healthy Habit Hot Seat. And we will continue our conversation in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Chat soon. Thanks so much for joining us this week on the Healthy Habit Hot Seat. Make sure to visit lozlife.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, so you'll never miss an episode. While you're at it, if you found value in this show, I'd be stoked with a 5-star rating on iTunes. Better still, tell a friend and share the love. If you loved this episode, you might want to check out my book, The Healthy Habit Handbook, available in softcover, ebook, and audio form on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Balboa Press, and all good bookstores. Be sure to tune in for our next episode for your fortnightly dose of inspiration from some of the world's most successful and healthy lifestyle masters. Remember, stay inspired. I'm Loz Antonenko, and ciao for now.